everybody, it's Holly from the Urban Homesteader, and today we're going to be talking about winter sowing. So this is a new project that I have not actually done before, and I'm very excited to talk to you about it. Before we get into it, yes, I want to address that Kraut is beneath me, and she has made her way back into the ICU unit, i.e. the garage. Her Rhinex seems to have come back a little bit, so I'm trying to pump her full of extra vitamins and minerals. So that's not what we're talking about today, though, but if she makes an appearance, she's a little weird and kooky. That's why. Okay, so winter sowing. So this is a fun little project for those of you, if you're like me, you have the garden bug real bad right now, where we all want to be outside. I myself want to get out there. I want to get my hands dirty. I want to smell the earth. I just want to get out there and start doing things. And quite honestly, Mother Nature is not anywhere near allowing that to happen because the sub-zero temperatures are continuing around here. It is freezing outside. In fact, I wanted to record this outside today, but not happening. So here we are back in the garage, but that's okay. It'll work out just fine. So just a few things about this. So we're basically going to be taking some seeds and planting them and making little mini greenhouses, and we're going to be setting them outside. And then nature just kind of takes over and helps germinate them along the way. But of course, there's a little bit of a process, and we're going to kind of go through that. So the first thing you need to do is decide what seeds you're going to be planting. I don't know if I'm embarrassed or if I'm proud of the amount of seeds that I have actually collected over time and that I have in the house. It's basically the size of this tote, full of seeds that represent flowers, vegetables, annuals and perennials. So it's a wide variety, and I don't even know how I got that many, but it happened. And I thought that this winter sowing project would be great because I could not only use up some of my seeds, but also once we get into growing season, I'm going to have all these plants ready, and I'm just going to be able to plop them in the ground, which is fantastic, or the garden, whatever I choose. So today we're going to be talking about the plants that I have chosen, and these, if you're not sure which ones to use, the seeds need to be the kind that, I don't want to say need, but do well with a stratification system. And I know that sounds maybe complicated or super smart, and I'll take that all day long, but it's really not that complicated. It basically just means that the seeds need to be cold before they can start germinating. So hence the winter sowing. So today in my tote, I actually found these three. These are the three that I'm going to be using. I'm not going crazy overboard because I don't have too many containers. So the first one's lupine. That's going to be a fun one. I've actually never grown this before, so this will be super cool. And I'm just excited to stick it into my garden spots that maybe just need a little extra fill. This is a perennial. This is another perennial. Never have grown this one either. This one is called Abrita. Kind of a shorty, so 6 inches high only, so that'll be kind of cool. Also a perennial. I'm excited. This one, I think you can put in, yeah, it's container friendly, so that'll be okay. I don't know how I'm going to use them. I just first want to get them to grow. And then the last one is an annual, actually. This is Cosmos, and I have no idea where I'm going to put this one either. This grows to be 2 to 3 feet, but I've got lots of room outside, and I have no doubt that I will find a home for it. So if we can get them to grow, how cool is that? And then also I need to talk about, once these grow, we can start saving seeds and keep redoing this and really never have to purchase seeds again. That's a whole nother video, and we'll talk about that into season. But that's kind of my plan. I'm excited about this. I've learned a couple things over the winter. I've taken some classes and gone to some seminars, and I'm just learning all the things, and that also might be why I have the itch so bad to be out in the garden. But okay, so now that we have our seeds chosen and we know what we want to plant, now we need to collect basically some little mini greenhouses, so some containers. These are basic things that I have here: milk carton and ice cream pails. We go through both a lot. We have no shortage of either, to be quite honest. When you are collecting containers, though, make sure that these are containers that are able to have the sunlight go through them. So some ice cream buckets are opaque and you can't really see through them. These you can see, hopefully you can see my fingers through there. It just needs to be able to have the light go through them, and that is about it. Like, these work great. I have a feeling I'm going to like the ice cream bucket a little bit better, just because the lid is able to be removed and replaced a whole lot easier than this. So this, a milk carton, the idea is to cut it in half here right below the handle so that you can flip this open and get access to the plants to water them if needed. What I don't love about this is that these are going to have to be taped up because otherwise the wind's going to blow them around. And I think to have access to them is just going to be more of a pain than anything with the tape, but I'm going to try it because I've never done it, and who knows, I might enjoy it better, or it might have a better outcome. I have no idea. So we're going to give it a shot. We also need, I should also say, like if you get containers that are full of fruit, I get a lot of those too, like a bigger container, like say from a Sam's Club or a Costco or something like that. Those have the holes already put in them, and they would be great, and those are super see-through. So those would work out really well too. So just something to consider. Today though, we're going to be using milk jug and ice cream pail. So right now I'm going to take you over to a different table, and I'm going to show you what we need to do to prep these, other than I'm not going to cut this. It's already done, but we're going to put some drainage holes in here. So let's go over to the other side and do that. Okay, so after we have the milk jug cut in half, and remember to keep that tab over here right underneath the handle. That'll help things later on. But basically, we're going to just be putting some holes in the bottom of the carton, so for drainage, and then we're also going to be putting some along the side, about 1 inch up. That'll help for drainage. And then with the milk jug, you don't have to actually do anything up on the top, because if we throw away the lid, it already has a hole there for moisture to come in on its own. So now you can certainly use a drill. I don't know what version I like better, or you could just use a glue gun, which is something that I learned at that class. I thought was kind of cool. So I put 1 hole in here. It's not perfect, but it does work. I mean, super easy. I don't know if you've got access to a drill and would rather use a drill, or whatever means you have. Do whatever works the best for you. Here you have it. Okay, all the holes are in that we need. We're going to move on to the bucket. So, same thing. We're going to do, I don't know, I suppose 5 holes. Oh, this is already so much easier. I'm already liking the bucket better. Okay, let's throw some soil in there. Okay, well now that we have all the holes taken care of and these containers are looking as they should, the next step is to put our soil inside, obviously. Couple of things about the soil. Do not dig up soil out of your backyard. The reason for that is because you're going to get weeds and bad things that we don't want in there. A lot of times when it comes to seed planting, when they start to germinate and come up, we can't tell if they're a weed or if they're the plant that we want them to be. So this stuff is sterile. It's got all the good nutrients in it that we need. It's just the better way to go. It's got good moisture control, all those things. So just start with a ground zero every winter when you decide to do this. So I just got I got the smaller bag just for recording this. My recommendation is to get this in the fall when everything goes on sale and places are trying to clear their shelves, and stock up on it, because then when it comes to winter, then you'll have it right handy for you, and you'll have saved a little bit of money that way as well. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to put these inside this container so I can hopefully make less of a mess. That's my plan here. One more thing about the containers. We want to make sure that the containers are about 3 inches high. That gives us enough soil and then also gives enough space for the plants to grow. So these two are going to be perfect. Well done. This ice cream container is a little bit lower. I'm going to put that Abrita in there, because they are a lower plant. That's my theory. I just have to keep my eye on it. You can see that there's not going to be as much growing space in there, but I'll worry about that when they decide to germinate. All right, let's pour some of this in here. I don't even know if I'm going to have enough for 3. See what I'm saying? Perfect. This is just about perfect for what we're looking for here. A little bit left in the bag, so that's fine. Now what I'm going to do is add some moisture to this soil. So I'm going to bring this over to the sink and just basically let it drain, and that's how we're going to start. And then after that, we're going to plant. So hang on. Okay, well, all the soil has been put in here, and I wanted to show you, it did drain out just a little bit, so I feel like I did a pretty good job of adding the moisture to that. I've done these 2. I've got 1 more to go, but for time's sake, I thought I would just go ahead and show you guys what this looks like. So I've labeled my bucket, I've labeled the lid, and then I also created some markers. So I found out, I was not aware of this, they actually have garden markers. So like when you use things like this and you bring them outside, the elements of nature do not ruin the markup on it. So I don't know if this tape is going to stay on. I don't know if the sun is going to bleach the word out. I don't know. I'm going to hope for the best here. So now we're going to go ahead and plant. So this one is going to be the Abrita. I seriously don't know if I'm saying that right. I would also like to say this is another moment where I feel like smell-o-vision would be great because, oh, it just smells so good. Smells so good. All right, so you want to have your soil be damp and be able to be clumpy, but not being able to squeeze out any moisture. So we're sitting pretty good here. I'm just going to kind of loosen it up. Make it even. And I'm going to plant. Let's see, so this needs to be only 1/4 of an inch deep. Basically, I'm just going to sprinkle it in. These seeds must be super tiny. Make sure you're reading your seed packets too, just to get a better understanding of what the best situation is for these seeds. Oh my gosh, these seeds are so small. I am not even kidding. I'm going to take a picture. It's like pepper. That's what it looks like. Okay, you guys will be able to see that. Because these are so small, I am just going to sprinkle them, and we're going to put the lid on it and call it good. There's no way I can't even see these in here. That was the easiest planting I have ever done. I'm confident of that. Okay, let's see here. Is this my lid? Yep. Okay, that's it. Look it, ready to go plant. So now I'm going to bundle up and we are going to venture outside. I'll leave these 2 to be filled later. You guys kind of get the drift here, but let's get outside and get these planted, if you know what I mean. Let's go. Okay, here I am in the backyard. You can see I've already planted one. This was planted, I would say probably 2 weeks ago. And it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Absolutely nothing. Waiting for the warmer temps, and we're going to go ahead and bury this one as well. I'm not even using a shovel. I'm simply kicking some frozen snow out of here. That's it. That's it. All we need to do now is let nature do its thing. So hope you guys enjoyed this little project. I can't wait to hear what you guys are working on. What seeds are you planting? What are you going to try for the winter sowing project? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. We'll see you guys next time.